We are published, and it is here. I'll give a link to it. This is the Anthropological Review, and you can click this link. I'll click on that now. I won't keep it open, but 2 seconds, because I just want you to go to the website and click on it, but it's free, and you can read the paper by Maciej, Henneberg, and Teghan and me. And Teghan, she did a paper. I found out about her, it was 4 years ago. It was January 2019 that my friend sent me this video. I'll look it up for you guys. It's okay to be smart. Teghan doppelgangers. And so at that point, I'd been studying my photograph for just barely a year. So it's this video. So my friend sent me this video. I'm not going to watch it. And I was gutsy and I saw her name. And I'm like, she probably won't respond to me, but she did. And she's really, I know I annoyed her. But I'm so grateful that that this happened. She talked to me. She's like, this is interesting. I showed her my old website. It was plausiblephotograph@josephsmith.com. And she wanted to analyze it, asked for permission to analyze it with Maciej. And they gave me a quick report, March 2019, 4 years, almost 4 years ago, when they Skyped with me, and I Skyped another time. And we've just emailed for 4 years, and she's obviously the brains, because she asked all the questions. So that I did make YouTube videos. I mean, these were things that about, like why does the Joseph Smith papers think this? So I just got excited and made YouTube videos. So I was kind of annoying, but I obviously, this all didn't end up in the paper. That this is all on my website. The paper is not this long, but this is everything I have. But you can, of course, we got permissions for the whoops. Anyway, my head is spinning. I've been going through a lot of trials, because Satan is just, if anything good's going to happen to you, he's going to try to make you really, depressed and hurt you through other people. And I won't go into that, but it was like yesterday was like the worst day of my life. But today it's published. It's just like it was published 2 days ago, you guys. I didn't know. So they told me it would be a few weeks, and but they publish papers all the time, and it's a Polish paper. It's European, and so it's crazy. It's been published for 2 days. I just found out tonight, so my mind is like really spinning. But I'm, nothing's perfect, but it's still been an incredible journey, because Teghan be like, what about this? What about this? And just all these important questions. I wouldn't have, even though it's been really, really hard to be patient and to not be able to tell you guys like who I'm working with and that this is real. It is real. But just getting to talk to these super smart academics, like she is, you can scroll through her and see her. I've Skyped with her. Like, she's a superstar. There's Teghan. And, if you watch the TV show Bones, she's like Bones and Angela. She's both of them. Like, I didn't know there were people that work in forensics that do both. And she does a lot of different things. I'm not positive what she's taught. She's, I believe they both told me they've worked in court, but these are their papers. So you can look them up and see he's been published hundreds and hundreds of times. And so, and so has she. So they're both very accomplished and very professional. So it's a very professional paper. It's likely Joseph Smith is right. The wording they chose to use. I was a student at BYU, Idaho. Clarify. I mean, it was as we were trying to get published different places. They needed to know what university I was connected with. So I'm not a professor there. I just went there, but of course I'm downplaying myself. I'm an artist, but they are forensic scientists. And it's done. It's happened. And I'm at a loss for words. I'm excited. I've read it a bunch of times, though. And a lot of my hopes really are that, anyone that also bought the photos from the Smith family album. It was a Smith family album. I saw the pictures that were, from the areas that this eBay seller mentioned. They were places that, well, Joseph Smith lived, but Joseph Smith III, as an adult, lived in Missouri, Illinois. And they had pictures from people from Vermont. So someone spent $500 in 2009. I didn't know about the photo in 2009. I didn't know about it till 2016, but it was 2017 that I really was researching it. I'm like, wait a minute, this matches the death mask. And I just started analyzing it the way that I do, which isn't how they do it. So you can see it's different, but I'm not going to go through the paper. I'll just let you guys read it. And it's shorter than what I have because I own it. And I go into every little detail, right? And so you can go to my website and see an artistic facial analysis. It's not, they explain in the paper and they give links of why you don't do photoanthropometry. I mean, you do, but not for exclusion purposes and things like that. So you can see my analysis of just sketching. It's just something I wanted to do and did. I didn't learn this. I didn't go to school, whereas they did. They're codified techniques that they do. This is not codified. I've asked them, I'm like, this is not codified. And they're like, well, it's superimposition, right? But this is what I do. So artistically speaking, especially looking at the nose, it just is incredible. But yeah, the eyebrows are really what I found to be incredible. So, and even the mouth, it does actually match. Someone tried to tell me that the bottom lip in my picture was bigger than on the death mask, but when you do this, you see it's actually the opposite. So, and then you can go to Provenance right there to read the report by Godwin Weaver. So he's in the paper. I let him know. And that's why I spent all this money traveling and researching, because we were doing this paper. And you guys can read about the provenance, about J.S. Bibbins, who is the photographer. This is the back of my photo. And he took the photo. And you can read about Newark, Kendall County, Illinois, where he was living and how there were saints living there. There was a branch. And then Joseph Smith III moved from Nauvoo over to Kendall County to run the RLDS church. He was in Plano. And then J.S. Bibbins, he was in Plano running the church. J.S. Bibbins was in 10 miles away from each other. That's how far away they were. And then Nauvoo was over here. So 1860, so he was 28 or so. 27, anyway. But Emma wrote about going from there to there, and she would have crossed paths. And as far as my research goes with Newark, I talked about in other videos, Newark actually was a much smaller city than Plano. And for J.S. Bibbins in Newark to get his mail, he had to go over here. His mail was over here. There was Plano, right? And so it just, the likelihood of them from Joseph Smith III living there, J.S. Bibbins living there the whole time Joseph Smith III lived there, right? From 1866 to 1881. And you can read the letters where Emma is saying, oh, I miss you. You left me. I want to see you. And she does go there. We know from letters by the 1870s, we know, I know for sure, you guys could research and scholars might weigh in, I hope. But yeah, David Hiram Smith did spend some time there and got married in Sandwich, and then he sort of moved all over, and then Alex moved to Missouri before Emma died. But she writes about wanting to go there and looking for a photo card to get her neg, and it's abbreviated, but she's saying negative because she just says neg, and I'd read the paper, her letters, and so she's looking for a photo car, and then I show a picture of a photo car further down there, but you can just see how far away Nauvoo was. It was a little ways to go, but there's a photo car. The provenance is what's fascinating to me, but then it goes even further. So Joseph Smith and Emma met here. She was taught by an Elisha Bibbins, who is the father of J.S. Bibbins. In his obituary, it's like he's a Methodist minister that served all the places that the J.S. Bibbins that taught Emma Smith did. So the photographer that photographed a tin or they think a daguerreotype, just how it looks because it's an oval. Emma's daguerreotype you can see in the paper. I'm not going to show you. You can click on it and see it. Anyway, I'll just stop there, but it's theprophetscars.com, and you can see Joseph Smith's vest. That was one thing that really just about cemented it for me. And I also analyze his verified watch fob. I know that looks weird, but this is his vest. I got permission from the Pioneer Memorial Museum, and you can see a better photo in the ensign. And after I bought it and I saw that, I was like, whoa, that looks like this vest that Emma Smith gave to Melissa Lott, one of the plural wives. She gave her this vest. So Melissa Wiles got this. But it looks very similar to what I see in my picture. Similar stripes. Of course, it's, especially looking this way, it looks like there's anything left. But when you look up close, the parts that are not torn apart, you see a blue stripe, black stripe. And these designs, it's brocade, and it's got a design, and you can tell in my picture, it looks like could be brocade. You're just seeing certain designs, like this could be a flower, things like that, and even the bow tie. Like you can see it's like a silken type of bow tie that's maybe wrapped around, and the collar is being popped up. But even in the Pioneer Memorial Museum, it is a popped up collar that is verified to be worn by him, like his. It's a popped down collar, not popped up. His paintings from 1842. A lot of paintings in 1842, but I think by 1844, he's like, okay, we popped the collar down now, right? That's when it started becoming a thing. And then by the 1850s, I use pictures of Abraham Lincoln here to show you it. 1840s, this is like 1846, it's really high up and it's covering his jawline. By 1850, it's still thin, lower. But by the 1860s, it's almost like shirts today, where it's just almost connected. It's still probably a piece, but it's much lower on the neck. And they aren't using a big silk scarf and wrapping it around and then tying it in a bow tie, but it just even looks similar. So I'll just stop here, and you can watch this video and hear her talk about other papers she's written. And you can check out her other papers on Google Scholar. And you can check out Matt Maciej's papers. And they worked on a lot of papers together. He's also a photographer and forensic anthropologist. And he also wrote about hobbits and things like that. So I'm just very grateful that they worked with me. And it's out there. So I can say that I've worked with them. And they think my photograph is likely of Joseph Smith. And have a good night. And pray for me, you guys. Yeah.